Alright guys, and welcome to another kit review video. Today we are ranking championship kits from worst all the way to best. There's some absolute stinkers and some absolute beauties in this lot. So let's get into it. I want to hear your opinions as always, you know, because my opinion ain't always right, and of course with kits it's all subjective. So I would love to hear what your best and worst kits are of this big bunch. The only kit that I couldn't get in this lot was Luton because they haven't released it yet. So I don't know when that's coming out, but they're ranked bottom just for being late. Before I get into the video, I just want to give a shout out to our friends over at Fanslide. They've been kind enough to sponsor us. They were sponsoring us all the way through the Euros, and it's been such a fun game to play, but it's going to continue through the new season. Game by game, it's really good in-play fantasy football app, the first of its kind. If you haven't played it already, make sure you download it now. Get practicing for the new season. And make sure you add me on it as well. @BrummyJoe, follow me on there. You can find the link to download it down in the description, and it will be in the pinned comment as well. If you want an away kit version as well of this video, make sure you hit that like button. Let's see if we can hit 300 likes. We've not done it in a while, but you can do it. Hit that like button, go on. But without further ado, let's get into the video. First off, we've got the Baggies kit, and I'm not going to lie, they do struggle to make a good kit. It's difficult with the colours that they have, they do clash, and they've got a boiler as their sponsor, so never really a good start. I think it looks quite clean, but like on the face of it, unless you're a Baggies fan, I don't see you ever wanting a kit like this. So that's why I put you in 20th place for Baggies. Next up, we have got the Swansea home kit, and I'm not going to lie, really like the look of this one. They've gone for the retro crest, which I think looks really clean. I love what they've done with the collar and with the sleeves, with that little stripe there, and it's sort of a, I'm not sure what the effect is, but it's sort of a retro kind of effect. It just looks really good, I'm not gonna lie. It looks beautiful. The logo is a bit bold, but honestly, it doesn't take anything away from this kit for me, and that is why I'm putting it first place. Yep, you heard it. I've put it first place. Next up, we've got Stoke, and again, I don't really like stripy championship kits a lot of the time. It has to be done really well. It looks modern, but not modern enough, if you know what I mean. You know, the early sort of, you know, 2010s sort of style, 2011, where they tried to be modern and it was sort of too modern, and now that modern looks old. Don't know if that makes sense, but I'm not the biggest fan of it, but being honest, it's probably more towards the lower end of the spectrum, so that's why I've given this one 16th place. Next up, we've got Sheffield United, and I was talking about stripy kits and the way I don't like them, but this one looks a lot better. It's just a bit cleaner. It's Adidas, which they do make sort of nice kits. A lot of them are very templatey, but when you add the stripes to it, it sort of takes away from that template look. The stripes on the shoulders and then the stripes going down. Thinner stripes, it looks quite aesthetically pleasing, that's all I can say about this one. But I do think it's quite a nice clean kit, so I'm going to give it 10th place. Next up, you got Reading, and there's a bit of an interesting way that they've done it, where the hoops change on the sleeves, but I think it looks quite nice. It looks really clean, really modern, and again, the logo, the sponsor logo, isn't that disruptive to the shirt. It sort of fits in quite well. Also, I love a gold touch. They've gone for the gold trim on the collar, the gold badge, and the gold sponsor badge as well. So I really, really like that. I think it looks really clean, and that's why I've given it 3rd place. We've got another hoops kit here as well. It's the QPR kit. It's not as good as the Reading one, and it's got little sort of translucent QPR logos going throughout it. It looks sort of retro-y, but not too retro. Sort of a modern take on a retro kit. I do think it looks quite nice, so I'm going to give this one 7th place. On to Preston. There's not a lot going on here. I like the pattern on the sleeves. Sponsor logo is a little bit out of place. It's a different colour to everything. It stands out quite a bit, but other than that, it's a clean sharp kit that you can't complain with, so I'm going to give it 8th place. Next up, you've got Peterborough, and Puma have gone for this weird diagonal sort of shapy structure that I don't really like. It's a modern shaped kit. It looks modern, but the design on it is sort of classic, and I feel like they've tried to mix it there, go again sort of modern classic style, sort of retro-y. It just looks like a bit of a new bus seat, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not, so I've given it 21st place, right down at the bottom for Peterborough. Hopefully they can do better in the league. Next up, we've got Forest kit, and again, there's not a lot going on. I do like the effect that they've got on the red. The sort of, it's almost like a wavy checkered pattern. It looks really nice, and the collar's quite sharp as well. So all around, I think it's quite a nice kit. So I've given Forest 11th place, so respectable position. Next we got Millwall, and I tell you what, they smashed it out of the park last season with their kits. The Husky chocolate sponsor. Who doesn't like a chocolate sponsor? I think that is the sponsor of all sponsors. Chocolate sponsor is what we want to see on a kit. It looks beautiful, and I'm often not a fan of a collar, but it looks smart and it looks tidy on this kit. So I do quite like it, and that is why I've given this 5th place, because it's a bit brave going for the collar again. They're sort of out of fashion. Not a lot of people like them. You've not got this generic kit that looks like every other kit. I think it stands out a little bit, which is why I like it. Next up, we've got Middlesbrough. Again, 32 red sponsor is just too bold. There's too much going on. Don't like it. So, immediate minus points for me. They've got a pattern on the red, which is their famous bridge. Don't know what it's called, but they've got a bridge. Good for you. You got a bridge. I'm personally a fan of detailing. For me, it's a bit too obvious, though. It's a little bit too obvious. Like, it stands out a little bit too much. You want it to be sort of in the background, like you hardly notice it, but a little bit too opaque. For me, this kit sort of settles around the middle of the table mark, so I'm going to give it 12th place. If you had a kit to describe Hull, this would be the kit. It's dull and it's not very nice looking. I'm not a fan of the kit, I'm not going to lie. It just looks messy. It looks like something from a sort of iRobot film that they've tried to do. I don't like it. Honestly, this kit looks like it's been run over. It's got a tyre mark on it. It's not the one, I'm not going to lie. So I've given it 22nd place, almost rock bottom, but I've saved it. Next up, we got Huddersfield's one, and I'm going to be quick with this one. It's simple, it's boring, I don't like the collar, 17th place. Now let's take a look at Fulham's kit and the pinstripe. I love a pinstripe, it looks beautiful. The only down mark I would give this kit is that the sponsor logo just stands out far too much for me. It's got too many colours going on. For a black and white kit, you can't have all the colour being in your sponsor. However, the rest of the kit is holding it up. So I'm going to give it 6th place. It's just in the playoff spots of kits, if you know what I mean. Now, there's a lot going on off the pitch for Derby. I won't talk about it, Rooney. This kit is alright. Again, 32 red. Get a new logo. If you're going to spend enough money to get on 2 championship kits, you can buy a better logo than one that I could literally type into Word and print out. That's your logo. Sort it out, man. Come on. You're getting enough money off people. However, other than that atrocious logo, they've got some nice little touches of blue on the sleeves, which look quite nice. It's an Umbro kit. It looks quite tidy. Not 100% on the collar, so I'm going to give it 9th place. Now, we've got Coventry, and again, they've gone for the detailing on the kit. It's adventurous. It looks okay. I think it might grow on me. It might look better in person, but at the minute, it just looks stained. I think the blue and the sort of navy going together, it's not the one for me. And I know you can't control that a lot with kits, but I think if they just made the Boyle Sports logo white, it might have looked a little bit better. So it's 15th place for Coventry, but do let me know down in the comments below if you think that's fair. Is it a good buy or is it a goodbye? Next up, we've got Cardiff's kit. Looks terrible. The collar is atrocious. It makes me sick. The sponsor is just capital letters. I feel like I'm being shouted at. It's far too bold, and the rest of it is pretty boring. I think I was probably too kind in giving this 19th place, but there we go. I'm going to give it 19th. Next up, we've got Bristol City's kit. And again, I've had a second glance at this. I like everything centred. It's quite appealing. The detailing is okay. I don't like the shoulder pattern. I'm not a big fan of that. And other than that, I think it's a bit dull. They've tried to do a few bits to it, so I'm sort of appreciating that. But I'm going to stick with my original call here, which is 18th place. Next up, we got Bournemouth. And I did slate stripy kits earlier on in the episode, but I think this is quite a nice one. I think I've figured out what it is. When the stripes, the thinner the stripe is, the more I like it. If it's a big stripe, puts me off. There's like 2 or 3 stripes, it looks a bit weird, but when you got the thinner stripes, it looks a bit classier. It's okay, you know, the sponsor isn't standing out too much either. I think it's a sharp, clean kit, and I've given it 4th place. Now we have got Blackpool's kit, and my God, this is unattractive. It looks like a bus seat. Their sponsor is Visit Blackpool, so fair play. You know, I'll visit Blackpool. Great night out. I'll be there later this season, but in terms of the kit, I will not be purchasing anything of the sort. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. And The way it just cuts off at the sleeves, unattractive. As a whole, not a very nice kit. Looks a bit gross. I see what you're trying to do. It's thoughtful, but the execution, totally off for me. Bottom of the pile, 23rd place. Now we've got Blackburn, and there's not a lot I can say about this kit. There's some small detailing down the bottom, which I really like. The logo is, I don't know what to think about the logo. It looks weird, could be better, could be worse. And it's a half and half shirt. It's okay, it's a little bit boring. They could have been a bit more creative and tried a bit more, but no. So for that reason, I'm giving it 14th place. Now we have finally come to Birmingham City's kit, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't liked a Blues kit this much for a very long time. It's sort of like a tiger pattern going diagonally across the kit. Other than that, very, very simple. That's the only reason I didn't give it first place. The only thing I would add to this kit is just a little bit of like trim, like a little bit of a trim on the collar. If it had the trim on the collar and the sleeves, it would have been top of the list for me. But honestly, I think it's a beautiful kit. Let me know if you think I'm being biased. Obviously, I'm a Birmingham City fan. It's not all the way there for me, but in comparison, last season's home kit was an absolute disgrace. The one before that was the wrong colour. It's been pretty bad for a long time. This is the best kit we've had for so long that I can't even remember. So I appreciate this kit. Thank you very much, Blues. Thank you very much, Nike. I didn't even say where I put it. Second place for this kit. I'm putting it in second place. I think it's very much deserving of that, but I think it's not quite got enough to give it first place, if you know what I mean. And last but not least, we've got Barnsley. Pretty boring kit. Some okay detailing. Sponsor doesn't stand out too much. Very much a middle of the pack kit for me here. Nothing too offensive. Nothing really standing out to me too much either. So 13th place. That's it from me, guys. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Am I right? Am I wrong? What is your favourite kit and what is your worst kit? I might have made some bad calls here, but I think altogether I've done a good job. If we can hit 300 likes, I'll make another version for the Championship away kits. Remember, the vlogs are returning next week. Matchday vlogs. We are back, baby. It's been 18 months. Let's get going. I hope to see all of your support, and I really appreciate it. It's been far too long. But until then, make sure you download Fanslide. The link is down in the description. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you later.